And here is this beauty.
Shut up and sit down.
Hey, today's episode we're gonna walk around the joint, show you some of my crap, and you know, some of the plans for some of the things for my crap. Got a lot going on all the time, but kind of, well, I'm gonna show you where things came from and where I hope that they go. So we'll start some of these. It's a parts car for another project I'll tell you about shortly. My swap meet trailer. That's my workhorse. This 1959 Cadillac DeVille two-door coupe with all of its stuff, all of its chrome. But it sat in the woods in Arkansas for God knows how many years. It's amazing. It's still, I mean, I bought it for its chrome, but we pulled the car out and it literally has its quarter panels still. Look at that. It was buried up to the chrome all the way down the car in this sandy silt dirt on the side of a hill inside a wooded area just inside of the Arkansas border. So pulling it out, I realized it's gonna be kind of hard to part it because it just looks so cool. So now I'm stuck. I didn't get the parts that I wanted off of it because I'm not gonna take the parts off of it. I'm stuck making it live here. It's got the super rare side chrome all sitting back here like, oops, got my cord caught on the fin. There you go. A couple of those bad boys will set you back $1,000. That's the whole reason I bought the car, is it had complete side pieces. Even had the fender spear. I mean, not very common. Not very common at all. Pretty beat up on the floors in the trunk as far as rust, but man, what a cool car. And sweet patina. I mean, can you really recreate that? It's so wicked. It's so wicked. I mean, people fake this all day long, and I got a real one. So I think eventually I am going to try to build this car because nobody's giving me what I want for it. And you know, if you can't afford 10 grand on this, you have no business trying to buy a 59 Cadillac. So if you want to restore a car, you're not going to buy this one. This car is beautiful the way it is, and if nobody else can appreciate it, I know I can. I'm gonna put in some clips here and some photos of where it came from and how hard it was to extract it, and you know, the reasons it costs $10,000 to get out from my grubby hands is because I love it, and you're just not gonna get it for free. I went down and worked my butt off for it, so you know, you're not just gonna have it. So anyway, I'd love to give it to you, but I can't. Here's another kind of one like that. I just like sweaty stuff that I don't have to paint, because painting's a lot of work, and I just feel like, man, it took this long to make this happen. Why should I try to sand it all down and get rid of it? Look at that thing. It's just, it just has a look to it that you can't, I don't know. There's not a whole lot to say. Well, why wouldn't I buy it? It's a 59 Metro Mite by International, and it's going to take a full chassis because it had leaf springs and everything else underneath there, front and rear. It was pretty cold here today, and they cut them just to make the thing sit cool in their yard, the guy I got it from. But I did find this, and I bought it with the idea of putting it underneath that, but it's tubbed chassis from a 63 Nova wagon, supposedly. I don't think it ever made it to the street, but it's square. It's got an old Mustang 2 front end, rack and pinion. Like, the idea is there. All needs rebuilt. And if I wanted to, I could shorten that and put it underneath that International Metromite. And right now, for the money, I probably will, because it's going to be cheaper to do this than, I don't know. There's lots of options, I suppose, but I kind of want forward controls, and this almost gives me forward control. I mean, it's up there with the steering, so I could probably turn that corner pretty darn easily and come up to the steering wheel, which will live right about in here. I don't know if you can see that side shot, but the steering wheel's right about in here compared to the wheel. So, I mean, it's not that far. I think this chassis will work. The front end for sure will work. And believe it or not, that's a unibody step van. So I'm gonna be setting new frame rails throughout the whole thing anyway. I don't know if I want to tub it though. It's just like, I could do that and tub it and make, you know, every old man's dream. Or I could, you know, find me a bagged S10 or something like that, or build my own chassis and just have a bagged little 6-cylinder that'll go coast to coast. I'm not sure. I got stroker motors laying around. I got the gear to make this thing badass, but I just don't know if I want a hot rod little step van. What's the point of that? I mean, I know what's the point of a lot of things when you talk about doing custom crap and something for fun, but you know, I got little kids. And what am I gonna drag race this brick? No. But the kind of things I have laying around for it are kind of speedy, go fast things. And I don't know that it's, I just can't decide. My buddy who used to own this, we got together again. I asked him his ideas for it. He said, well, I was gonna make a wheel stander out of it. Well, yeah, I can get that. And then I said, well, I was thinking, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put a Tornado, an old 60s Tornado front wheel drive setup in it. And I was thinking, well, you know, why not do an Eldorado? They got 500 Cadillac motor you can throw under that bad boy. 70.5, 71 Caddy Eldorado front end. You get the nicest Cadillac motor, you know, right after the 472, still high compression, 500 block. And then, you know, you have all that weight to transfer in the back. Then I ran across, I told him that was cool, you know, but I'd rather probably have an air righted car or step van. I wanted to slam on the ground. He goes, well, you could do that too. So I was thinking air ride and wheel stander. It'd be pretty wild. But you know, what's the fun of having something that can haul shit if you got the motor back there? But anyway, it kind of evolved where I found out, you know, realized that the newer Impala Super Sports were a front wheel drive LS, and then I sent that to him and he's like, oh yeah, now I'll help you. So he has a fab shop that, you know, makes steel products, and he said he'd make the frame rails, he'd help me get it all jigged out and everything. But I still would rather just kind of have a toter, you know, something to haul stuff, kids and stuff around, and be bagged and slow. But so it's all up in the air. I like the way it sits. It's sitting here real neat. Looks cool, and it doesn't hurt my feelings to sit there a lot longer, because that's not going to rust any worse. It was a 59, so it took however many years, 60 years to get this bad. It's not going to get much worse while I own it. Same with that car. It ain't going to get no worse. That one over there I pulled out of a junkyard that had been sitting in for 60 years, and I got it for the roof and some pieces, you know, but it'll never come back alive unless I make a full custom out of it, which I doubt I will, because I need some body parts off of it for my 60 that's in the basement. I got a 59 up there. Let's just walk up and see the 59. So I was on eBay a couple years ago, and I had an extra bankroll going, and I decided to go shopping for something on eBay, and I landed on this 59 Cadillac. Here she is. Had an interior fire. I'll start there. So I had an interior fire, and I'll put up some photos and some video of us fixing on it and stuff. But it's air righted, running, driving 59 Coupe DeVille. Sandblasted, epoxied the inside where all the burn was. The doors are off. I'm rebuilding them. I got a 59 Impala dash for it. Like, it's coming around. It's got a 59 Oldsmobile rocket column and steering wheel that I'm going to try to incorporate. I'm going to do a paintless wiring kit, aftermarket AC heat unit, you know what they call for. A glass kit, seal kit, got crank windows in it. We're going to be all right. Actually, it's got power windows, so I have to wire those up. But anyhow, then I start digging at the quarter panel because it doesn't look right. Boy, they got it all boogered up. There's, you know, full inch of fiberglass and Bondo and everything else they had built up here to fix that. So I actually, when I got that yellow 59 out there, I got a flat top too, and I'll have pictures of all that, you'll know. And I cut part of the quarter panel out of the flat top to donate to this guy to get him fixed back up. So this is a project I'm going to be doing, you know, and in what order I don't know. I have so many things in mind that are gonna happen for sure. I just don't know, you know, the order of them all. I got my C10 here. It's probably gonna come up first. I don't know if it'll be on the channel too much, but it's getting a new engine. It's getting all this black spray paint sanded back off of it. I've done some of it already. Actually, I've done a lot already. I put a new engine in it. Hold for station review. Here we go. Oh, there's that screwdriver. Brake fluid. I haven't been under here in a while, but I need to be. I put brakes, I put 5-lug conversion, I put posi rear end. All stuff I should have videotaped and done, but you know, it's before I realized I was really going to have a channel. So now I'm just trying to catch you guys up on where we're going and where we've been. There's another project that is coming up on the channel. SS396 big block 4-speed console buckets barn find. Like, seriously, my uncle had it in a barn for 40 years. So we're going to dissect that, pull it all, get it all going, and that'll be another thing that we work on the channel. So I got a lot of everything for you guys, and I've been collecting it because I've got 2 young boys that I'm raising. They're only 1.5 and 3.5 right now, so it's going to take me a minute to get to this stuff while raising young ones, because it's hard, and I know you guys out there that have done it, you know. But I'm doing all this in hopes that they learn and we can do these projects together, because there's no way I'm going to be knocking these out all at once with these 2 hands without some help. So I'll be teaching them along the way throughout the years, and yeah, you guys might look back on this video 10 years from now and realize that I did have a plan. But anyway, I'm going to do this Buick. It's one of my favorite cars of all time, 59 Buick, 2-door hardtop. I had planned on doing this chassis underneath it, but I still am not convinced. This is a 90,000 mile Roadmaster 350 multi-port injected engine. I think it's a 200 R4, maybe 700 R4 transmission, overdrive, air conditioning, you know, the stuff you want. Do I think I can make it go under there? I don't know, because a guy that I've seen chassis swap one of those used a Caprice or similar to this. Maybe it was even a Buick, I don't know. I got the Buick because I wanted a Buick to be, you know, under a Buick, but he did it and got everybody going in that direction. So I started going that direction, and then I heard from him and he said it was really hard and he wouldn't do it twice. So now I'm kind of thinking just punt this or pull the engine and stuff out of it, keep it, trash the rest, and going with a 1975 LeSabre, because the wheelbase is near the same. It has disc brakes, it has, you know, small block space in its frame rails to just put one of my small block Chevys in it. And you know, or maybe it's got a Buick. If it's a 75 Buick, maybe it's got a Buick 400 or 350 or something that, yeah, I don't know. Those 70s Buick motors weren't nothing special, so I don't think it's worth the effort to stay Buick. But you know, this is a pretty cool car right here. It's the steel dash. I mean, I don't know if you can't really see it. I don't want to open the door. Oh, I guess it opens pretty easy. It's not a bad car at all. got nasty floors and some nasty frame stuff, and that's why I'm just not really hip on keeping the floors in the frame. Back floors ain't too bad, but you know, it's a pretty sick car. I just like it. Man, it even smells good. It smells like the cars out in the pasture. I'm not sure why that video just cut off, but this car smells like the cars out in the pasture, like at grandma's house when we were little kids playing. It smells exactly like that. And I don't mean bad. Like, I've had a lot of junk cars or crap cars that I pulled out of places and they have a funk. That one doesn't. It just smells old and good. It's like it has a good old smell. This one I've never sat in, but it's another project I'm going to be working on. I know this is a lot of dudes' dream car here, as is mine. 68, not the ultimate for me, but I bought the car, frame rails, whole front clip, new torsion boxes on that clip, another frame rail. I got new, different hood. I wouldn't say new, but you know, hood. But it's got a lot going on. It's 318 matching numbers, 904 transmission, but it's got black bucket seat, black bucket seat interior, floors of course, automatic console, air conditioning. It's all there too. Like, it's a totally original car. It was beige on, I don't know, white top. It's kind of a weird combo for a 318 car to have air conditioning and a console and black. But anyway, it's got no trunk, no rear frame rails. It's just a huge project, but it's so worth it in the end on this one. But that's going to test some serious metal skills. All these will. This car I'd like to make halfway nice because it's worth so much. This car I want to leave completely patinaed. Like, I just want to get it going, get a beautiful interior in it, slam it on the ground, leave all the rust, and get it, you know, just laying the doors on the ground. I mean, delete the rockers, lay the doors on the ground, and just have just a dragging sled, like just a nasty, mean, patinaed sled that drags on the ground and shoots sparks and is freaking obnoxious. That's all I want out of that car. My wife's gonna do a weird, crazy Indian tapestry type interior in all the pinks and all the colors. She's a rainbow, like all the colors, pinks and oranges and burgundies and all those kind of, you know, every color, green, every color is in those Indian tapestries, and that's what she wants to do. And that's kind of me and her first pick as the car we both really like. So I need to get on that. This is my 56 Lincoln Premier I bought out of the field. The guy I bought it from had gray hair and said that he'd played in this car when he was little, and this dude looked easily 60s, early 60s, or easily early 60s. If not, he might be late 60s. Not late, but you know, second half of his 60s. Definitely did not look in his 50s. I'm 44. This car, he said, overheated on a grandpa or an uncle or something, and they just pulled it out the pasture. And he said he played it when he was a kid. So, and he said it was probably 1962 that they were playing in this thing already in the field, which is a 56. So this car was only on the road for I don't do good math on point, but 6 years. Sorry, it got a little bit beat up in the field, but 6 years just patinaing out, and it has such a cool black rusty look to it. I'm not going to paint that one either. It's all going to stay the same. I am going to put that on a 2011 Lincoln Town Car chassis. I'm going to have to lengthen it. I think it's 10 inches. So that front end unbolts on those newer Lincolns. I'm going to see if I can't slide the whole front end and get some inches there and move the steering shaft, or extend the steering shaft and move the motor mounts, and just like get the suspension and the wheels to go forward maybe, and then reconnect them to the chassis. I don't know. I've never seen anybody do it like that, but it looks after just looking at it roughly, like I could just move that whole modular front end forward and at least get a couple inches. I don't know what that's worth. Maybe it's not worth anything, I don't know, but it is, I think, movable by a little bit if I need to for wheelbase, if I need to for wheel to dash measurement, you know, whatever you want to do. Man, it's cold out here. So this is my 2011 Lincoln Town Car I bought to do that. I'm starting to dismantle it, and I got some parts for it that are like the radiator and the core support and the condenser and some you know, pieces that are crunched under the hood. I might as well just raise the hood up for you guys. Ugh! All this stuff, I gotta fix it and make it lot drive again, and then I'm gonna start cutting the body off of it. The reason I went on this one because it was so cheap. I have next to nothing in it. It's only got 90,000 miles on it, and it's got black interior. I mean, I don't care that I'm going to be in a 56 Lincoln Premier. Ooh, somebody had some margaritas. But if I'm sitting in a 2011 Lincoln inside cruising with my kids and my wife with protective airbags possibly hooked up and ready to pop at us, or, you know, this car's got to be safer than anything under that 56 I could possibly restore. And they air ride easily. It'll be a comfy ride with heat and AC, and you know, you won't feel like you're in a vintage ride, but you're gonna feel like you're sitting in something nice. I mean, it smells new in there. It's 2011, so that's gonna be fun. I think it'll be cool. And whether I gotta extend the rear 10 inches or extend the front, I think it's just gonna work out easy, because I can force some things, and it's not often that I get stuck and have to give up, so I just keep going. This is an old project that was like that. I bought this Dragster as a chassis and a body and front wheels, and I think the tank was there and the transmission was there. But so we went through the transmission. We got an old dirt track small block from the garage and changed it over to alcohol injection, and it's got hydraulic lifters in it though, so it's kind of like a cackle car. I've never moved it around, I've never driven it, I've only started it, but it's paint matched to my Cadillac that's inside, and we tow it around to shows. I was going to build a boat, and I actually even had a boat for a lot of years, and I carried that boat around with me thinking I was going to build a cutesy little boat. Sorry, cat. Cutesy little boat. Here's that car. Build a little cutesy boat to tow behind all my Cadillacs, because I've got several. And you know, that Dragster came around, and I just thought, yeah, how much more cooler would it be to have a Dragster pulled behind something like that? You know, it's just way cooler. There's no comparison really. And I've seen dudes drive boats around behind their cars, and it's cool, but it doesn't do the same thing as this Dragster does when I pull up. I mean, it really knocks people's socks off. It's pretty neat. Here's my first Cadillac I built, and kind of the thing that gave me recognition with everybody. It's kind of dusty. It's in storage right now, but this car, you may have seen it. It's now a 3-door. This is a picture of it when it was a 4-door, but it got wrecked on this side, and instead of repairing it back to where it was, I decided to make it custom, and I got a donor car convertible, and I spliced in the whole driver's side with the 2-door. So driving down the road, everybody looking at me, I'm driving a 2-door, and everybody looking at my wife, she's riding in a 4-door. But anyway, it's got flaked bumpers, it's chopped 1.5 inches. It's a pretty neat car, and I'll do a little tour of it. I'll do a tour of that car when spring gets warmer and I get it out and play with it, start playing with it. Man, it's cold outside. Heated garage is a must. I don't know how much you can do in your garage, but I can't do much in this upper one because it's heated up here, but down there it's super cold. I'm gonna walk you down there. It's not heated, so I'll flip on the light here and we'll go down here. This is my mom's car I'm currently doing. Redid the engine. I'm doing the engine compartment. Did some rust repair up here underneath the hinges. That kind of turned out nice. I don't know if you can even... I got some photos I can throw in there, show you guys where that went and what it came from. I still got to do the other side. I mean, this gives you kind of a rough estimate of what was over here. It was... I took off the hood hinges to kind of get them cleaned up, and then found a ton of rust. And this side was way worse. I've got pictures. I'll splice the pictures in now. Anyhow, I got the transmission out. Kind of looked like it'd been hot a couple times, so me and a friend went through it, got it all redone and ready to go back in. Rear main seal on a 6-cylinder 194 engine. I had to pan off anyway. It was gonna, you know, we weren't rebuilding the engine, we were just putting new gaskets on it. And got to let's do the rear main seal. We're doing the whole new gasket set. Didn't come with the new gasket set. Had to locate it. $16 at O'Reilly for the last 50 years of my life. Now they don't make it. Now I had to go to Olson's Gaskets. Olson's Gaskets, they specialize on obsolete gaskets. 194 inline 6 Chevy 2 engine is now an obsolete engine, or their rear main seal is obsolete. This world is getting difficult for guys like me who are trying to work on, you know, things that are pretty basic. Go get a master cylinder for a Chevy truck. What's 60s master cylinder for a Chevy truck? Should be a million of them laying on the shelf. No, it's special order. It's special order. They don't have anything for it. Anyway, so I'm going to put some stuff in about that. Put some photos in about that car and where I'm at, and I'm going to finish the videos for it. Not a big whoop. Here's the car that I'm not going to show for very long because I'm going to have a special video on it. But this is my baby. I'm working. All those cars are going to come and go, but not this one. This is my baby. I found it in a field. Bought it from Crazy Guy. Real 69 stripe delete RT console, buckets, automatic, 8-track in the dash. Already has a patinaed, which I love patina generally paint job on it. And there's not a dent. This guy blew this motor in '89 and parked it out in the field to die. And it was shiny. It's shiny on the bottom. The doors closed nice. Grill's perfect. This is not even fair to show you guys in the dark. I'll go ahead and pop the door open because why not? It's fun to watch this kind of stuff. You guys obviously don't have jack else to do but watch some idiot like me play with his toys. So there's where this 59 lives. And here is this beauty. 69 RT generally. I put the wheels and tires on it, of course. I've bought rear end for it because it was gone. I got the original vinyl and cloth interior out of it, waiting to go back in. I got shocks for it. I have a brake kit for it. I have starters and powder coated every doodads. I got the underneath the hood is gonna look awesome. But the inside needs restored too. I'm not touching the outside. Doors open like brand new. Can't see much. There's a roll cage in it. I was able to get, there's a push bar for it, and got the correct wheel, the brakes, engine wiring kit. I don't know, it's probably hard to see all that stuff, but I've been collecting parts for it. This car has got 49,881 original miles on it, and it's documented. 3 owners before me. It's unreal. It was a wild dream of mine to own one of these. And then it just got dropped in my lap. Like, I feel like I wished for it and it came true. And I've got a whole bunch of video and stuff on that. It's quite a story. I don't even need to go into the whole story of it, but it is my dream and it's the reason why I started videotaping all my adventures, because I feel like I got a good amount of luck on my side, especially after this happened. So I mean, we're gonna get to this, but before that I have to get done with this, because I committed on this car before I bought that, before I even knew that car was coming. This car was I bought it and started on it and thought, man, I'm gonna buy, it was funny because I said I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna fix her back up, and I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna use the profits to get me a 69 Charger. I'm gonna have a General E within the next couple years. I promised myself that when I bought this car. This is the reason for this car, was so I could afford to buy one of those. And like just a few months later, boom, this happens. My friend's like, hey, I know where there's one of those in a field, you know. I'm not a Charger guy or a Mopar guy at all. He was a Ford guy. But I'll take you out there and show you sometime. And I blew him off because the owner's crazy. You don't want to mess with him. So I just never went out there. Never went out there, never went out there, never went out there. And then COVID hit and he was bored. He's like, hey man, let's go check out that Charger. I'll come pick you up. And I didn't have anything else to do. It was right when the beginning of COVID hit. And everybody was staying inside. And I wasn't scared. So I was like, well, yeah, let's go. So me and him, we grabbed some beers and we got out the sticks to find it. And it's 30 acres deep where the guy hid it from his insurance company. Not insurance, from the bank that he bought. He had a loan on the stupid thing. Anyway, he defaulted years and years and years ago. And he was crazy protective over it. And he had it hidden 30 acres deep. Anyhow, I don't even know if I even want to get into the whole story of it because it's a long story. But we were able to finally get it out of there and buy it. And it was a pretty crazy deal. So I've got videos and pictures of where it sat and where it was and the day we went and got it, the day we found it. I've got all that. So I'm going to put a video together with that and then get working on moving forward with the rest of these projects so that I can cruise that someday, because that's the ultimate end game for me. There's no other place. So anyway, my wife's calling. I'm going to put a pin in it right now and just stay tuned, because we're going to do all these things over the next years. And you know, you don't have to watch every video, but if you just subscribe, that'd be kick-ass, because you know, we're going to start having apparel. We're going to start doing things to make this all happen. But it's really for you guys to watch, because I don't need to have, that's the only one I need right there. I don't need to build all these for myself anymore. I kind of like, this was my dream, and now it's sitting here and I have to build all this crap so that I can justify bringing that out. But I'm going to do it all, and I'm going to hopefully have some support on the way. And hopefully my kids will learn, and we'll have a great future of this. And I hope the world survives long enough for us all to experience my stupid long-term dream. That's what we're gonna do. Bye.